There you go.
Okay, the time is 5:10 PM on February the 13th, 2020. This is a regular meeting of the City of Hornell Industrial Development Agency. My name is Samuel Naska. I am the chairperson. Present are John Carbone, John Buckley, and Ed Flights, board members. We do have a quorum to conduct business. Quorum requires 3 members. Also here are James Griffin, our CEO, Executive Director, Sean Hogan, Executive Consultant, Marge Frangillo, Administrative Assistant, John Dagan, Agency Counsel, Robert Peischer from Peisch Video and Production, who is live streaming this for review by our constituents. William Dugan, WLEA reporter.
Not here.
I guess he's not here. Chris Potter from the Evening Tribune.
And you have a guest.
Yeah.
And
What's the name again?
Todd
we
Strong.
have an observer
Strong.
here. Todd's
Tom Boyd. Ted.
Strong.
Strong.
Todd
He's
Strong.
from, he represents First Heritage.
Okay.
First order of business, Secretary's report. John,
I'll accept the motion and approve the secretary's report.
I'll make that motion.
motion by John Buckley, second by John Carbone. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Treasurer's report, Ed?
I would refer to you to the email that was, the treasurer's report was emailed out, and entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Motion by Ed Flights, second by John Buckley. Question? Any questions? Not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Committee reports, audit committee. John,
We wrote check, the audit committee met and reviewed checks from the operating account. We wrote in December $35,544.68. And out of the escrow account in December, we wrote $185,164.24. And then for January in the operating account, $58,800.41.
okay, you've heard the report of the audit committee. Which pleasure? Motion?
I'll motion.
By John Buckley, second by Ed Flights. Okay, call the roll. John Buckley,
Yes.
John Carbone,
Yes.
Ed Flights,
Yes.
myself, yes. Personnel committee, there's nothing to report. The governance committee, I have nothing to report. I do have some information that I obtained at the New York State Economic Development Conference, and I'll send that out by email to the governance committee. Okay, we're moving on to resolutions. The first resolution that we have,
If you want to go through the TTA systems, we have a letter from TTA to the board stating, asking for an extension of the tax exempt status, sales tax exempt status. They're still purchasing items in conjunction with their expansion over there. Should be finished soon, but they wanted to, they expired on December 31st, and they wanted to have us approve extending it to the end of December this year. There won't be much left of that, but that gives them the time to finish the project up. So,
They haven't exceeded their allotted amount with them.
No.
No.
no, and they, it didn't require a public hearing, and it doesn't now, so,
It's simply a one-year extension of the
right.
sales tax exemption.
And we sent that out to everybody. I certainly recommend that you accept their request.
And it basically ratifies everything that we previously approved.
Right.
I'd make a motion to accept the resolution.
Motion by Ed Fleitz
I
to
second.
accept the resolution, second by John Carbone. Time for the questions. Any questions?
Pretty straightforward.
Call the roll. John Carbone,
Yes.
John Buckley,
Yes.
Ed Fleitz,
Yes.
myself, yes. Resolution number 2.
The next one is Rockland Soapville, which is the Marion Road building. We have the final documents. We expect to close tomorrow or the next day. We had signed all the documents in accordance with a resolution that we had passed previously. However, they wrote us a letter today that's attached that we held off on a couple of the things that they had asked. They are increasing the number of apartments from 22 to 23. The reconstruction costs have increased up to 3 million from 2.6 million. Mortgage amount has increased from 5 million to 4,750,000 to 5 million. And the gross amount of costs of goods and services has increased to 2,500,000 from 2,100,000. Estimated sales tax benefits has gone from 168,000 to 200,000. That's the obviously, it's one of those ones where the project seems to get more and more complicated, more and more complex. But they're done now, and I know that the city has accommodated them with a letter approving some green space, which will give them the opportunity to get the area between the parking garage and the main place.
I just signed that the other day and
It's
that out.
been forwarded, they have it, they're appreciative, and also, and there was another letter that John's forwarded us, and they have it in there.
Yeah.
It's all part of the historic preservation
Right.
and moving the project along.
They were very appreciative of the city's assistance in this too, obviously, so. Okay, that's your resolution. The resolution is in your packet, and that's, we had sent that resolution out to everyone. Does anybody have any questions on it? I mean,
It's very, if you read through it and you review and think about the structure of the language, it's very protective of the agency. It even gives the agency a right to claw back some of the tax exemption that was granted. If for a valid reason, such as maybe they're not purchasing what they say they are or something like that, it gives us the right to claw that back. So,
yeah, in the event that they don't finish the project like they said, then you can claw back your benefits, so.
It seems like we've been talking about this project for a long time.
Oh my God,
There's
yeah.
A lot of anticipation to actually,
Yeah. It's
And we had a lot of snags.
It's had a lot of,
But we worked through them all, and we're,
it's been a tough, and it's been a cooperative effort between everybody.
Yeah.
You know, the IDA, Bodewees has been good, the city's helped us out. We just, will be very glad to turn the property over to them, because the IDA has been carrying costs on there for quite a long time. Insurance, inspections, I have people going in there once a week to make sure the building is okay, maintaining the sprinkler systems, it's been ongoing, so this will be good to get it finished finally.
yeah, very unique in the fact that it'll have indoor parking, not just
Yeah.
individual garages, but actually an indoor space for all the residents.
I think that's a huge.
Yeah,
yeah.
And one thing about these people, they do, when they go, they go. They'll get it done and they'll do a great job.
And they have their financing, they have a commitment with financing and the tax credits. 5 Star Bank is their lender and also taking the tax credits. And the thing that's moving this project at a pace is they want those tax credits for the year 2020. So if the project isn't complete by the end of this year, there's
They could lose their tax.
tax credits, so.
There's an incentive for them.
Yeah,
Doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, motion to put it on the floor. Motion, John Buckley, second by John Carbone. Roll call vote, John Carbone,
Yes,
John Buckley,
Yes.
Ed Flights,
Yes.
myself, yes.
just,
Any further business, Mr.
just
Griffin?
the current quick, priorities and goals that John asked about. There hasn't been, I only discussed the ones that there has been movement on this month, if that's,
You don't have them all finished, all wrapped up yet?
come on, John. The one thing that is moving is, we've spent an awful lot of time this month with the engineers and contractors and Alstom on the project that we're working on at Alstom. And that'll be a continuous project for us. There is no potential development in the south yards.
Well, that's not entirely, we have, we placed a building footprint on there and, on the.
Oh, yeah. Well,
right.
we're working with some other.
Right,
Some other prospects for properties in Hornell, and one of them is the south yard.
Right.
But that's a ways down. So that's basically the northern end of Wegmans Walmart Plaza. Flom told me that they had signed all the papers, the property has been transferred, and it's now up to the developer to get started. We're hoping he gets started this spring before the leaves get on the trees and the funny birds start hanging out.
Yes.
There. So we're hoping that moves fairly quickly. There's nothing new this month on the old St. James.
well,
Something
that's,
John and I have
you
been
got
working
it.
on, those
Yeah.
are conversations we've had,
Yeah,
Trinity officials.
hey, that's all my report.
Federation Building?
let me fill in there, the Fed building, they have applied Krog has applied for money through the DRI to, complete the facade improvements on facing the Center Street parking lot, and also to complete the first floor space, for retail. Obviously, we talked about the Rockland Swim that closes today or next week. Tomorrow, next week, and today Griff and I and Mitch offered his advice. We met with the Fagan engineers who are completing our site plan for building ready site. Met with them this afternoon, and we should have a finished project next week. He was very professional, very good to work with, and he's
That's the site development project that we approved
right.
months ago to borrow the
Right,
money, $750,000. So we're zeroing in on getting that thing.
So we'll have those plans, so Heather can complete her application and,
I believe she did,
yeah, right.
sent me an update
Right.
earlier today.
And, Ed and I met, the board, allowed us to, become a member of the, Opportunity Zone program, and Ed and I last Friday spent an hour with them on our portal.
Yes,
And they got online, and we have to take a little bit more time. We've got access to our portal 9. It's a pretty extensive and worthwhile site, posting projects and whatever, but our focus is to get our areas in the opportunity zone that we think are prime for development, because in 3/4 of our city, if you look at the two census tracts, is in there, but a lot of it is not, prime for.
Trying to hone in on those.
Right, they're trying to hone on the larger areas, and we're gonna take some time, I spoke to him briefly today. We're gonna take some time, we're gonna get those posted with a little bit more in-depth narrative. But it's there, and of course, I'll get you, what do you think it's pretty nifty stuff?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good tool for us.
Yeah, right.
Give us a lot more exposure, but a very professional approach to our inventory. And a way to express it in a different way.
And the only one that I don't have any movement on per se is the railhead expansion. Like I say, that they own that facility now. We were facilitated to get that property in their hands to protect their future growth initiative. I know they were working with StreetAct, looking for some financial assistance, a loan through StreetAct. Or through REDAC, I should say, REDAC. And I know they met with REDAC staff and stuff like that. I don't know where it's progressed. I'm gonna talk to George Miner and see what the status is, if there's any movement. That,
Further business to come before the board.
I got nothing, Mr. Griffin. Nothing additional.
Any questions on any issue?
I don't think we covered a lot of ground in a short time.
Yeah, gotta get you guys back to work.
yeah,
Hopping from one meeting to another.
Yeah. Motion.
Mr. Strong, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them after the meeting, or Mr. Griffin.
Okay, thank you.
And welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you.
The motion to approve.
Motion
Yep.
approved, or to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
You too. All those in favor?
Thank
5:30.
you.
See, the warrant notice came out.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Jen. Thanks, doing that.
I heard you did. I heard of one of them.
So they're in there.
Yeah, First Heritage. Or First Heritage, right?
They're,
Yeah, you're coming in next Friday. Yeah. Do you do commercial? Magazines too? Do you do commercial?